Hey folks, hope you're doing good today. Now we had a really cool thrashcore day yesterday, enjoyed that a lot. Blazing music. Today we're going a bit lower tempo, but we're still keeping it nice and thrashy, nice and heavy metal, and even some rock and roll vibes in there today. We've got 4 bands to check out. I think they're all new to the channel as well. So let's get into this one. The first band we're going to check out made a priority submission, which is why we got this stuff on the channel. Thanks very much for that. These guys are out of the UK. They're called Broken Device. They've put up a video here, which is a live performance of 3 tracks, but with interludes. Let's get it up on the screen here, of a professor-looking guy doing a bit of spoken word and stuff, and there's more theatrics and stuff on the stage, which is pretty cool. And it's all recorded well and lit well and everything. And I was just looking at here as well, if you can look down on the bass drum here, he's got something called a sub kick. I've just Googled what that is because I've never seen it before. Apparently it's like a reverse speaker microphone for getting the real low end out of your drums. Now that's not something we see very often, but I'd be interested to really get a good ear for that to see how much of a difference it makes. They got a bunch of nice gear on the stage here, so I'm expecting something nice out of this band. This is from the bunker. It's the electronic press kit. I've lined up the middle track. There's 3 tracks on this video. If you like it, you can go and check out a bit more of it. So let's give it a spin.
Sometime later, they said something to us, and it all started with a fire in the sky.
No calm before, sat in the ivory tower. No farewell to arms, no wartime alarm. Hunger and need for power. Out of the blue there's a fire in the sky. Even the stars seem to fade as it falls to the earth. Could this be the birth of a reason for being afraid? Oh, there's a fire in the sky. From the sky, she appears from a tomb, a stone cased in fire, a womb. The falling charts, she built to the max. Retreat all the heathens, the war is back. Out of the blue, there's a fire in the sky. Even the stars seem to fade as it falls to the earth. Could this be the birth, the reason for being afraid? There's a fire in the sky.
They look pretty cool on stage, all their outfits, they got nice instruments.
The battle plans and the knife up your sleeve, the text at the end of a gun. Hardwired to me, with all senses clean, fear few and then respect none. Out of the blue there's a fire in the sky. Even the stars seem to fade as it falls to the earth. Could this be the birth, reason for being afraid? There's a fire in the sky.
The only thing I'd like to see out of this drummer is just to give it a bit more gusto, give it a bit more energy. Feels like he's just tapping the kick, give it a good whack, you know.
There's a fire in the sky, and I run away. Time for the rebels to die. the sky.
Good job on this one.
A fire in the sky.
I like the graveliness of the guy's vocal. Without having to push it hard, he's still got a nice kind of salivary, bubbly gravel at the back of his throat, which goes well with the music, gives it like a natural distortion. Very, very nice. I thought they looked cool on stage as well, and there's obviously a theatrical element to this band, which is cool. Now, the only thing I'm going to say that let me down in this one is the effort that the drummer was putting in there. And you do see it from time to time where drummers are kind of just tapping the kit. I always love to see it where a drummer is slamming the hell out of his kit, really kind of getting into it, and just, giving it some gusto on the drums. And I felt that guy wasn't really doing that, which kind of, it comes across the way you are on stage, the effort, the vibe, and everything that you're putting out to the crowd will come back to you. So if the crowd doesn't feel like you're really getting into it, when I'm stood in the crowd, I won't feel like I'm quite getting into it as much as well, particularly with a drummer. When I'm in the crowd, my eyes are on the drummer like 80% of the time, and then I'll maybe move to the guitarist for a solo or something like that, but I'm always watching the drummer. And it's when the drummers are absolutely killing it and you see them at the back of the stage just ripping away with a big manic look on their face, like Monster out of the Muppets. Yeah, that's when I really, really get into it. Dope. Now, I can't say I necessarily noticed that extra sub kick. I'm going to have to check into that a bit more because it's an interesting idea, an accessory to have on your drum kit, and it's not something you see very often. So if it makes a difference, if it's cool, maybe it's something more drummers need to think about. The only thing as well I would have liked to have seen on the drums is maybe you had a lot of cymbal accent changes, but I've liked to have seen it maybe drop onto the tingy ride a bit, change the amount of openness on the hi-hat because it was kind of that mid-closed for a lot of the beat, and I just felt the dynamics on the cymbals could have been a bit better. This is a cool band. If you like this kind of old schooly, thrashy, but with a rock and roll vibe to your heavy metal as well, these guys will do you nicely. Very, very cool. The next band we're going to check out is called Tim's Favourite. The track is called A Deeper Advantage. This one's a lyric video. Let's give it a spin. Chuggy chunk on the guitars in this one. Punching down your ears. Nice alternative edge to this one as well. Quite sure when this one's going to end. This was really nice. I enjoyed it a lot. They had a great sound. They had a great mix. It's quite funny actually that the guitars were the most punchiest thing in this mix, punchier than the drums. Those deep chugs just had a real nice low end punchy force to them. Really filled out the sound, gave it a nice thickness and everything else. I thought it sounded great. It really came well with the mix because there's some nice cleaner, more clarity elements in there as well, but just supported by that big low end guitar-y chug. Sounded great. Vocals sounded good, nice layered up vocal sections as well. I really like that breakdown into the more atmospheric section and clean guitars. Made more of the track dynamic and stuff. Like I was saying, maybe with the first band could think about is dropping onto the ride and things like that. Just had more going on within the cymbals and the dynamics of the track to kind of have ups and downs and, you know, different shifts in the gear. I thought it sounded cool. And I like as well, this one had an alternative, a 90s edge to it as well. Kind of an alt metal edge to it. The vocals at some sections sounded a bit alty as well. So it kind of had that heavy metal vibe, that chunky, chuggy vibe, but also an alty vibe coming together as well. So they'd mixed a few different edges together on that one nicely. Very, very cool. Let's move on to the next band. This band is called Crowling. Their track is called When Domination Leads to Submission, which is a cool name. Get it on the screen. Give it a spin. It's loud. Cool. Cuts through even on those sling guitars. Nice. Yeah.
I love to keep just for the thrill. Shining your head.
Sounds great.
I love to keep for my master. Shining your head.
Now this guy needs to whack his cymbals a bit harder as well, in my opinion. Nice vibe and attitude to this one.
I want your blood just to lick it. I want you to die. I am not death. For my master. Keep me your life.
bunch of nice instruments as well. Nice sound with the ride. Some quite heavy elements in this one as well. As well as breaking it down to that nice clean section for us, that's a couple of bands that have been really quite dynamic with their tracks in this stuff. Not just straight up heavy metal, moving it about, breaking it down, more atmospheric, clean sections in there, and then building it back up. Very, very cool. Now, it doesn't matter what kind of band you're in. I absolutely love it when you can see when it's particularly the bass player as well, because even to today, the bass players are kind of the least, they get the least spotlight of any member of the band. And it's, you know, they're kind of just in the background still nowadays. But I absolutely love it when the bass player in the band is high level. He's got a really nice, expensive bass as well that you don't normally see too often. And he's just killing it on the bass, and the band let him have a space within the music, or maybe he just demands a space within the music as well. Doing some extra stuff, breaking away from the riffs. You know, you had some higher up sections in there as well, which cuts through the mix differently as well. And you can just tell that they're more of a high level bassist than the average guys who are kind of just playing the root note the whole way through. You can kind of hear them in the mix, but not really. They don't get their own sections. They don't get their own riffs within the mix and all the rest of it. Then you get a band like this come through and you can just see that the bassist like, nah, guys, I need my own space in this track. And they give it him. His bass sounds amazing. And he's got all the cool finger styles. He had a slapping style in there as well. And it just kills it. You know, it just takes your whole track to the next level, because most bassists aren't doing that. Most bassists don't get the chance to shine through the music in that way. And I just absolutely love to see it every time it comes through. Sick. So I really enjoyed that about this band. Thought these guys did a cool job. Nice, thick, chunky sound again, punchy. The guitars had a nice fizzle and grizzle to them. And that bass always cut through it. So you could just, you know, had the sound of the bass the whole time cutting through. Very, very nice. And I like the group vocal as well, because it gave it more power, more force. Nice. The last band we're going to check out today is called Brynhead. I'm not going to try and say the name of the track because I've got no idea how you say that whatsoever. These are a thrash metal, heavy metal, hard rock metal band, which is pretty much what we've had all day today, so it should go nicely. Let's give this one a spin. up just a little bit. Hear that bass in this mix as well though.
Na zawsze! Coraz więcej! Do końca! W obłędzie!
Cool way to use the cymbals.
Jak temu zły, w wnętrzu się ukrywam. Twoją grzeszną duszę zaciśniętej pięści trzymam. Na zawsze! Coraz więcej! Do końca! W obłędzie!
Done nicely for the bass today.
Wnikam w twój umysł, poszerzam twe marzenia. Będę tu do końca, do ostatniego cienia. Na zawsze! Coraz więcej! Do końca! W obłędzie!
Yeah, it's the first solo we've had today. Would have been nice to get a few more. Nice job on this one. High quality production, high quality video with all the effects and stuff in there as well. Did a good job. Nice one. I've enjoyed these bands today very much. Heavy metal, rock and roll, thrash edges, alternative edges. I thought these guys had a little bit of alternative in there as well, a bit in the vocal and stuff. Which is a bunch of cool edges to bring together, and it means that your tracks aren't just one of those things. You know, these weren't just straight up heavy metal tracks or thrash tracks. They're a bit of all of those things coming in together. We had some nice breakdown sections to cleaner stuff, more atmospheric stuff, and then building it back up. So there's more dynamics within the track than just straight thrash riffing all the way through, or stompy heavy metal. There's more going on in it. Thought the vocals have been cool. Everyone's been a bit different with that, coming at it in different ways, bringing in those alternative edges, gravelly, melodic stuff that's still got a bit of a shout and a aggression behind it, but still with a melodic edge as well, which is cool. So yeah, I think we've done nicely. We've had some cool videos to check out as well, a bunch of different instruments to check out and gear and see what they're doing and all the rest of it. Love to see that. So I've been really enjoyed it today. There's 4 cool bands to check out if you like this kind of stuff. Very, very nice. I've enjoyed that very much. So hope you've enjoyed it as well. Give it a like and all the subscribe and all that garbage if you have. If you want to get your band on this channel, if you're making some cool videos and you think, hey, it'd be cool if you checked out our vid, head over to the website. All the links are in the description for that stuff and we'll get your band on the channel. Although this week we're already fully booked and got all the bands lined up, which is very, very nice. So just going to get firing through those for the rest of the week. So we'll see you around, guys. Hope you're having a good one. Cheers. Bye.